Today we are joined by a special guest, Dodgers rookie pitcher, Mr. Landon Knack. Landon, thank you so much for the time, my man.
Yeah, excited to hop on, man.
Landon, so what a year for you, man. I mean, you get engaged in January. You make your big league start, your rookie debut. What were you more nervous for? The engagement, the proposal, or your first start in the bigs?
Honestly, the proposal, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why. Like, I knew she was gonna say yes, but that day, that entire lead up to that was just terrifying. But like obviously like just pitching, getting up there for my debut, like obviously it's like a little nerve wracking because that's like what you're shooting for your entire life, and that's like kind of been everything you dream of. But like it's at the end of the day, it was still baseball.
Yeah, let's just hope that she gets a ring this year. You get a ring. Everyone's getting rings this year because your Dodgers in great shape. Now, definitely want to start with last night because you and Yoshinobu Yamamoto, both rookies for this team. You both pitched in his rehab start a couple of weeks ago. I mean, he was electric last night. He had 11 whiffs, 8 strikeouts. Just what did you see from him, and what was so impressive about his start?
Yeah, you could just tell, like, as soon as he got out there, like, it was just like a switch flipped and he was just locked in immediately. Like the command of the curveball, especially, that was like one thing he just didn't quite have locked in down in AAA yet before he came up. And uh, him having that, the splitter, everything was really just kind of locked in from the get go. And he was showing that like 80 grade command like immediately.
Yeah, and I remember talking to you during FanFest, and you were talking about being excited to meet Shohei, being excited to meet Yamamoto. Now that you have, just kind of what is Yamamoto and Ohtani like, just being in that clubhouse surrounded by those guys?
Yeah, they're just dudes, man. Like they're really good people, like just fun to be around, like good personality guys. And Yoshi, as the year has gone on, has really learned a lot of English, and so he's like been able to communicate more and more with us, even when Hero's not around. And like, yeah, no, they're fun to be around, man.
That's really cool. And you can just feel the camaraderie there in that clubhouse, all you guys. And really just want to talk about your season, though, because like I said, I mean, that rookie start that you had, you pull up in the Rolls Royce, $388,000 car, a really nice start. I remember talking to you after the game. And you told me that your welcome to the show moment was just seeing Dodgers Stadium, all those decks. But then it was like baseball's baseball. You got to go out and just get hitters out. And you've been doing that all season long. This year, 54 innings pitched, a 3 ERA. How would you just assess your overall rookie season so far, Landon?
I mean, yeah, obviously I've been very happy with it. I think as the year has kind of gone on, we've kind of gotten more and more comfortable every time we're up here, and then like the throw itself has gotten locked in. We've had to do a little bit of work to just try to get the throw back where we wanted it to be, because early season, like, I was doing enough to be able to get outs, but the throw itself is just slightly off. And then the last, especially like month or so, is probably the best I have felt. And so things have been feeling really good. Like, I've been very, very happy with it, and hopefully keep building on it.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's easy, but you're kind of making it look easy for a rookie, just going out there and dealing with the options, right? You're going up and down, and you're not bothered by that. Just what has been the mindset of just dealing with that process? We saw Pepio deal with it. I mean, the Mitch White rule, right? Just how was the mindset going from pitching at Dodger Stadium to then going down to AAA, still having success, but just how have you dealt with that this season, been able to achieve so much?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's just trying to continue to stay consistent with things. Like, yeah, obviously, like the whole energy of everything when you go down to a AAA ballpark is not quite the same as 50,000 people at Dodger Stadium, and so it's just trying to continue to work on what you need to continue to show what you have and showcase everything every time you step out there, and just try to be as consistent as possible with things, because it's hard not to like listen to the outside noise of things and get focused on where you'd rather be. But the best way to be where you'd rather be is just to continue to work on your things the same way once you go down. And so it's just trying to stay consistent.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. I mean, as far as when you have a start at the big league level, you have some success, but there are things that you want to work on. Do you kind of tinker with the pitch mix, with the attack plan a little bit, knowing that, hey, it's a minor league start. It's not for a division race at the big league level, a World Series run. I mean, do you kind of change things up at all, or is it the same pitch mix, the same attack plan in the show versus when you're down the minors?
We try to keep it as close as possible, especially, like, I will say, I mean, like, if when I go down, sometimes if there's like one pitch we want to get a little bit more of, we might try to feature that a little bit more in one of those outings. Like, especially, like, I mean, for a bit, it was like trying to get the curveball going when I went down there. And so like every now and then it'll be maybe something like that, but overall a pretty similar mix.
Yeah, and if you look at your last start, I mean, you saw the strikeouts. You go 6 innings, 8 punch-outs there against the Guardians. This season, the strikeouts have been slightly above average. You have had a lot of success pitching to contact, but just where are you at from that right now? Are you trying to have it as a goal to get more strikeouts, get more swing and miss, or just go out there and be more efficient, get hitters out, and just get the job done at the end of the day?
Really, right now, it's just trying to be more efficient. Yeah, no, I think I've had just a lot of long at bats early on in some of these outings for me where it's almost like I'm trying to get to put out like the strikeout pitch too quick, and then instead of just really just like trusting my stuff in the zone. And so like the last couple outings, it's been more like just trying to like stay in there, just stay in attack mode, and so just trying to be as efficient as possible and just letting the strikeouts come.
And as far as just the pitch mix in general, you've always been someone that has had a wide array of pitches that you could go to, but how important has that slider been for you just to have some east and west just to kind of keep hitters off balance?
Yeah, the slider is probably one of the biggest pieces for me just because it's the one that overall I can throw for a strike the most. Like it's the pitch I've always had the best feel for. We've kind of made some adjustments with it as the year has gone on. It's kind of turned into a little bit of a different pitch where early season it was a little bit more like kind of like verty slider-ish. And then lately we've been trying to basically make it more like depthy. And so just like making small adjustments with it, but like that pitch for sure, like when that thing is going, like it opens up everything else because if I can land that off-speed pitch and then put it below for strikeouts, like everything else kind of opens.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the change of the curveball. I mean, your pitch makes it so fun to watch you pitch. I mean, you talk about the X dog, right? Just kind of to go out there and compete and getting hitters out after you get a big strikeout, that little kind of strut you do right there. I mean, how much of it is just like, hey, yeah, I'm going to give you my best pitch and I'm going to go compete. I'm going to try to get hitters out. I mean, at the end of the day, how important is just the mindset of getting hitters out like that?
It's the most important thing, honestly. It's so much of the game once you get to this level is mental. Like, I mean, they say that it's like 90% of the game is mental because everybody, when you get to this level, has the tools. And so it's really just like having that mindset of just like attacking guys and like kind of like showing your best stuff all the time like that. That is really what makes the difference in people.
Yeah, no, it's great to watch you. And then Dave Roberts said a couple days ago, he said you were a star. He told us that you've done everything they've hoped for, and you've done it all year, given the uncertain circumstances, being up and down. He's really sung your praises. Just what does that mean to hear your manager say that about you?
I mean, it just gives you confidence. Obviously, hearing that from Dave, like, he's been such a good like mentor and guy to talk to and like try to like push me towards things and motivate me as the year has gone on. So kind of hearing a little bit of that confidence that he sees what we've been doing and is very confident in me moving forward. Like, yeah, it just makes you feel really good.
Yeah, I was trying to tell people on this show, the Dave Roberts you see at the podium is very different than the Dave Roberts you see in spring training when he's trying to light a fire under his guys. I remember the story about Dave Roberts and how it kind of took your game to the next level. How much credit do you give Dave Roberts for that? If you can just kind of tell that story a little bit once again.
Yeah, honestly, I give him a lot of credit for that because, yeah, no, going into that 23 spring training, I was always a guy who just knew how to pitch, but the velo obviously had been kind of up and down and some other things. And then I had one outing against the Reds last spring training, I think, at their place, and I gave up a home run early on in an inning on like a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Immediately got pissed off, and my next fastball I think was 95 and then 96 like right after. And so it was basically after he watched that, he just in the next meeting that I had with him like the next day, he kind of sat me down and was like, hey man, like you have all the tools. Like the only thing I want to see from you is just to find that grit, find that to be able to just like flip a switch and just be a dog when you go out there. He's like, you're a very clean shaven guy. Like you got to have some sort of edge to push you over the top. And I want you to just find that every time. Cause if you throw like pissed off you, like you just threw, that's a completely different player. And so I just kind of tried to take that to heart as much as I could as the year went on and kind of was able to find a way to just kind of get a little ticked off every time I go out there. And it made a huge difference for me as the year went on.
Yeah, that's what I always say. I mean, don't let the smile, don't let the clean-shaven look of Landon Knack fool you. I mean, this guy's nasty. This guy's a dog out there. But would you say it's easier for you to channel that now? And do you have to constantly kind of remind yourself on the mound, or is that just kind of a part of who you are at this point?
It's just kind of part of who I am now. Yeah, no, I at first I was constantly having to remind myself or find something extra, like find some little motivation, some anything I could think of to like any sort of slight, just something to use as motivation. And at this point, I think when I go out there, I just kind of am able to just immediately find that as soon as I step out.
Absolutely. Now, as far as where you're at right now, of course, you're going to do anything you can to help this team. You've been a part of this organization for years now. But I mean, with the injuries, I mean, there is a path to you getting a postseason start, that you have an impact for this team in October. Now, of course, you want everyone to be healthy. You want everyone to get their opportunities. But do you almost have to have that mindset saying, I want to be that guy that is going to get the start, get the ball in a big postseason game? Do you kind of have to have that now?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, that you dream of being on a championship team, and being able to go out there and pitch meaningful innings and be able to contribute towards that. And yeah, of course, obviously, I have kind of that want and mindset to be able to go out there and pitch in the postseason. And so, just kind of whatever the opportunity happens, whatever happens as we get closer to this thing. I mean, obviously, we'll be ready.
So what would you say your goal is for the rest of the season?
For the rest of the season, it's really just continue to do what we've been doing, continue to be consistent with things, and keep everything locked in, and just continue to try to put us in a position to win games and take advantage of every opportunity that's before me.
Absolutely. And as far as navigating your way through your rookie season, I remember we talked to you during FanFest. You were talking to us about your diet and limiting sugar and kind of changing things up. Have you been able to maintain that? And how big of a part of your success is that?
Yeah, no, of course we've kind of stuck with that as much as we could. Obviously, as you're traveling around as much as we do, like you're gonna have some bad stuff here and there. But overall, yeah, you just try to stay as consistent with that as you can. And so, yeah, still trying to avoid gluten as much as we can. Still avoiding like the sweets and stuff. Still doing the smart sweets instead, just to still get a little bit of that fix. And I still think that's been a huge piece of why we've been able to maintain this year and stay as strong as we have, is because we've been very consistent with kind of the entire routine and regimen of things.
And as far as just the workload through this season, how does your body feel physically at this point of the season?
I actually feel amazing. I think over the last month, my velo has actually been ticking up as we've been getting
notice that.
down into this. And so, yeah, no, this is actually probably the best I have felt all year. Really, is getting to this point right now. So yeah, no, we're feeling really strong going into this.
Yeah, the body's feeling good. By the way, I after you told us about the sugar, I went home and I like cleared out like half my pantry and like 90% of my fridge, man. You definitely inspired. I still have some peanut butter M&Ms every now and then, but definitely changed it up because of that. So that's definitely good to see. But Landon, we're gonna switch gears a little bit, do some quick hitter stuff. You got to go to the ballpark really soon. And let me talk about the Rolls Royce. I want to know, what was your first car, Landon?
My first car was just it was a 2006 Ford Explorer Sport Trek, the like little small Ford truck, little pickup guy.
So you go from that to the Rolls Royce, man. They let you keep that Rolls Royce, or what's up, man?
No, that was just my agency kind of did a cool thing for me, where they reached out to me and they said that they wanted to make a video of the lead up to my debut, and then as they kind of pitched that idea, they then said, "Hey, like we have this company that wants to send a Rolls Royce to pick you up in. Like, would you be interested in that?" I'm like, obviously, yeah, that's sick as heck. Like a Rolls Royce to come pick you up for your debut. That's like something you're gonna remember. And so, yeah, no, it was a cool thing my agency just set up for me.
Yeah, that was awesome. Now, favorite baseball movie?
Favorite baseball movies? Sandlot.
Got to go with the Sandlot, man.
Classic, man.
But the question is, why didn't they just go knock on his door? If they knocked on his door, the movie's over in 10 minutes.
Just terrified. It's every story you ever heard, man.
Exactly. They end up with a better ball in the end too. They got the Murderers Row Yankees autograph ball in the end, so it worked out in the end. Favorite pitcher to watch around the league right now?
Right now,
That's not a Dodger.
That's not a Dodger.
Yeah.
Okay. Honestly, I think I tune into almost every Skeens outing right now, just because the stuff is so electric. And it's just so impressive to me, the pitchability along with that stuff, to where like he's actually like commanding everything he's got. He's like very consistent with things and kind of moves around and switches speeds a lot while having 100 in the back pocket. And so, yeah, I think he's probably the guy I tune into the most outings.
Yeah, and how much more do you relate to that just because you're in the show and you know the kind of hitters he's facing?
Yeah, it impresses you so much more as soon as you kind of like put all that in, like you see the guys he's facing and what he's doing, like it's just so impressive.
Yeah, I've been saying that the Dodgers are going to get their Paul Skeens next year with Roki Sasaki. So just throwing it out there. I don't know if you know much about that guy, if he's on your radar, but who knows? Maybe he could be a Dodger. Okay, so you could strike out any batter, past or present. Who is it?
Barry Bonds. Striking out Barry Bonds would be like for sure just like something you would remember for the rest of your life. That dude was just so impressively consistent with his entire career. Obviously there's controversy and everything with him, but like just how good he was, yeah, that would be like amazing.
Yeah, no, Dodgers fans already love you, but great answer, Barry Bonds. Dodgers fans will love a Barry Bonds strikeout. They might like a Barry Bonds plunking, even though he had all the armor on, so it wouldn't affect him. But yeah, good stuff right there. So if you were not a baseball player, what would you be doing? I think you were an accounting major, I believe, right? But
yeah, I'm glad I don't have to do that, to be completely honest with you. Yeah, I don't think I would have enjoyed accounting very much.
Now you have a team that does it for you, right? Yeah.
Exactly. I only have somebody for that. I took tax accounting in college, and I realized I would never want to do that. That was, tax accounting itself is just so boring. But if I wasn't a baseball player, I don't know. I mean, honestly, like if I wasn't a player, I'd probably just coach. Like I know whenever I am done and I hang it up, like I'll definitely go into coaching at that point. So I mean,
love it. Hey, baseball's in the blood, man. You can't get it out of your system. You gotta love that. So what is your favorite thing to do on a Dodgers off day?
On a Dodger off day, honestly, going out to the beach out here with the fiance and the pup. The pup doesn't really like the beach that much, but he'll still go have some fun with it. So
you got what's the dog's name?
Ollie.
Ollie,
yeah, little corgi puppy.
Little corgi. Hey, Decoy. Hey, Decoy and Ollie, two famous Dodger dogs, man. Love it. You gotta have a little play day with Decoy right there. Okay, so
talk about it.
Yeah, it's gonna be good times. So last one, if I get your Mount Rushmore of baseball pitchers, your top 4 favorite pitchers of all time.
Of all time. Let's see. All time I put Bob Gibson, Nolan Ryan, Clayton Kershaw, and who would I want to put in that 4th spot? Probably Greg Maddux.
Incredible list. Love that list, but I know you got to go, so I don't want to hold you too much longer. So thank you so much, Landon. Knack, congrats on all your success this season. We look for more quality starts from you. Maybe we see you in the postseason, but we'll check in with you in the offseason, my man. But have a great rest of your year, dude.
Yeah, appreciate you having me, man.
All right, thanks. That is Landon Knack. There he goes.